Hi, good morning. I want to demonstrate taping of the nose after surgery and also removal of the tape after surgery. This is an important concept. I use taping for people that have revision with thicker skin or even primary rhinoplasty with thicker skin. If you have thin skin, most of the time you don't have to worry about taping the nose. It just basically falls down, hugs the new cartilages, hugs the new shape of the bone, and usually heals pretty quickly. Thick skin is the opposite. Thick skin just doesn't bend, and you want to force it to bend to the new shape. So thick skin rhinoplasty versus thin skin rhinoplasty is very different during surgery, but also post-operative care is different. If you can avoid things like flying, avoid hot areas, steam rooms, Florida, things like that, avoid going to the gym, raising your blood pressure, heart rate, all that stuff prevents extra swelling. Anything that creates extra swelling will create extra scar tissue because it expands the skin and then you form scar tissue below it. And yes, scar tissue does go away eventually, most of it, but the more you create in the beginning, the more it stays in the long term. It doesn't all go away 100%. And the more you create in the beginning, you're preventing that skin from shrink wrapping and grabbing those cartilages and getting a nice defined nose. So post-op care is important. I have also videos of me taping patients, but I'm going to show you myself. I had a rhinoplasty probably 20 years ago. I can't remember, it was a long time ago. And I don't need to tape, but I'm going to tape myself just to show you. Taping is really important in the first year after surgery, especially in the first 3 to 6 months after surgery. So the concept I'm going to demonstrate includes use of a 3M micropore tape and a scissor. That's all you need. Now, to remove the tape is also as important as placing the tape on. If you just go ahead and peel the tape off, you're going to create more swelling because that tape sticks to the skin, lifts the skin up, and then you form a space underneath the skin that immediately fills up with more swelling and scar tissue. So tape the nose, spend a minute or 2 or 3 to place the tape on, but then when you take it off, spend even longer to take it off very, very slowly. There's a product called Detach-All, and you can use that with some just regular Q-tips. These are long Q-tips, but regular Q-tips are fine, and you can slowly tease the tape off. Don't rip it off. We tell patients not to use Biore strips, for example, because Biore strips, as you lift it off, it clears the pores, but it's pulling the skin with it. It creates more swelling. So I'm going to demonstrate now. You're going to start with the brown tape. I set up a little mirror for myself. Do this in front of the mirror. Don't do it blind. You're going to start with a small piece of tape, about less than an inch. And you start at the very bridge up here. And as you're placing it, you're pushing it down. You take another piece, a little bit longer, and the next one overlaps about 50%, and you put that down. And as you do it, you're gonna feel some pressure because now you're occluding the space. Again, 50% down, and I'm pressing it, I'm pushing it down to make sure that you're pressing the skin down and getting rid of any space for swelling and scar tissue. And I'm slowly getting a little bit longer, working my way down to the area just above the tip, and I'll show you as I'm coming down. Now, when do you tape? Well, the best time to tape is have it on all the time, but most people, after the cast comes off in a week, they want to get back to work, back to social activities, back to their life. So I tell them, have the tape off during the day, but at nighttime when you get home, as soon as you get home, tape the nose. Have the tape on for 6, 8, 10 hours, and then take it off in the morning again. Now, this last one comes right above the tip, and I'm pressing it down. And look at the area, it's coming right above the tip. You don't need to tape the tip itself. That's the area where you stop, and it's important to come right to the super tip. Then you take another long piece, and this is really important as well. This is the sling underneath. So you go underneath the nose. You don't have to cover your nostrils. It's basically going right here. It's coming up in a U shape, and you can see it's a U shape. You can see what it does, and then you crimp this area. Now, for good measure, I do a second row. So I do a second layer underneath. And again, as I'm putting this one, I'm lifting the tip up. It's supporting the tip. It's a U-shaped piece of tape, and I'm basically crimping it down. And then I walk backwards. So I take long tape, and I go over it. And you can see it's going along the nostrils, and this area of the tip is still open. Then I get a little bit shorter, so it's 2 layers. You go back up, stand in front of a large bathroom mirror so you see what you're doing. Now, if your skin is oily and these parts out here roll up a little bit, if you have the tape on for a day or 2, it's okay. You just want this part, this area to be really kind of stuck down to the skin. So that's it. That's basically the taping.